Baalbek is home to some of the most mysterious and massive stone constructions in the ancient world. Among them, the Triilathon Blocks stand out as a stunning feat of engineering that still baffles experts today. Triilathon Blocks of Baalbek. In Baalbek, Lebanon, the Triilathon Blocks are three massive limestone stones that have amazed historians for centuries. Each block is about 64 feet long, over 14 feet high, and weighs between 750 to 800 tons. Even more impressive, they're positioned roughly 20 feet up in a retaining wall. Moving and placing such stones would be difficult even with today's technology. Experts believe they were quarried nearby and moved using levers, rollers, and dirt ramps, though there's no clear record of how this was done. Stone of the Pregnant Woman. Near the Temple of Jupiter in Baalbek lies an enormous limestone block known as the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. This stone still rests in its original quarry and is even heavier than the famed Triilathon Blocks. Measuring about 68 feet long and 14 feet wide, it weighs approximately 1,000 tons. It was never moved because it cracked during or after the quarrying process, making it unusable. Surprisingly, even larger stones have been discovered nearby, including one estimated to weigh over 1,600 tons. The name comes from a local legend that tells of a pregnant woman who promised to move the stone if she was fed until she gave birth, a tale with no historical basis. Researchers believe this stone was meant for the same platform as the Triilathon Blocks. The Stone of the South is another massive block in the same quarry, and it even larger than the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. Measuring around 19.5 to 20.5 meters in length, and about 4.3 to 4.5 meters in height and width, it weighs an estimated 242 tons. This makes it heavier than any stone the Romans are known to have actually moved. Like the others, this stone was likely meant to be used in the same temple platform, but it remains half-buried and untouched. Possibly because of a crack, or simply due to its overwhelming size. While modern cranes can technically lift loads of this magnitude, they require perfectly level ground and precise planning. Ramesses II, Street A2. What remains of the statue of Ramesses II are broken pieces, but their sheer size is still astonishing. The fallen torso alone weighs about 1,000 tons and once stood roughly 60 feet tall. Originally erected outside the Ramesseum, a grand temple complex built by Ramesses II himself, the statue was carved from a single piece of granite sourced from Aswan, nearly 110 miles away from Luxor. Transporting such a massive monolith over rocky desert terrain and across the Nile River must have been a daunting task. It's believed the statue was either broken during an earthquake or deliberately dismantled by later rulers or looters who reused the stone for construction. Thunder Street 1. The Thunder Stone is a remarkable example of early modern engineering. Dug out of a swamp near the Gulf of Finland in the 1702, it became the base of the iconic bronze horseman statue in St. Petersburg, Russia. Initially, the stone weighed around 1,500 tons, about 3.3 million pounds. Though it was trimmed to about 1,250 tons for transportation. Even after this reduction, it remained one of the heaviest objects ever moved without modern equipment. Composed of Rapakivi granite, a crumbly rock filled with large, round crystals, it was both hard to move and risky to shape. Nearly 400 workers were involved in dragging the stone over 3.5 miles of swampy ground. They used ball bearings placed on wooden rails to slowly roll it forward. Colossi of Menon. The Colossi of Menon are two massive stone statues that have stood in the Egyptian desert for over 3,000 years. Each statue is about 60 feet tall, equivalent to a 6-story building, and weighs around 720 tons, or approximately 1.4 million pounds. Although that's lighter compared to some other ancient megaliths, it's still an enormous engineering feat. What makes them even more remarkable is that they were carved from single blocks of quartzite sandstone that originated over 400 miles away near Cairo. Transporting such gigantic stones across desert terrain would have been like dragging a skyscraper-sized boulder by hand. These statues once guarded the mortuary temple of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, most of which has been lost to time. Forgotten Street. 1. Third monolith. Just when it seemed Baalbek couldn't possibly hold anything larger, archaeologists made another astonishing discovery in 2014. Beneath the already massive stone of the pregnant woman, they uncovered an even larger block, often called the Forgotten Stone. Weighing an estimated 1,650 tons, over 3.3 million pounds, this limestone giant measures about 64 feet long, 20 feet wide, and 18 feet high. It is considered the largest known stone ever carved by human hands. However, it appears the effort to extract it was abandoned partway through. The block is still fully connected to the bedrock, with no wedge holes or signs of movement. Unfinished obelisk. In Aswan, Egypt, lies another ancient marvel, the unfinished obelisk. This colossal granite monument, had it been completed, would have stood about 137 feet tall and weighed between 1,160 to 200 tons, approximately 2.3 to 2.6 million pounds. Carved during the reign of Queen Hatshepsut, the obelisk was ultimately left incomplete after cracks appeared in the stone. The giant piece remains attached to the bedrock, with clear evidence of the techniques used to carve it. Workers used hard stone balls to slowly chip away at the granite. The obelisk offers a rare glimpse into ancient Egyptian stoneworking methods. Despite the grand ambition behind it, the project was likely halted because it became clear that moving such a massive structure would be nearly impossible without it breaking. If you found this video as fascinating as we did creating it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay part of this growing community. Your support helps us bring you even more mind-blowing content. Stick with us, because the next video might just blow your mind even more.